All right, guys, you're back again, and welcome to another insightful episode of Bamboo Street. And you know who, guy? President Trump. So, yes, sir. Evacuate the military. So, yes, sir. Strippers of Gaza. So, yes, sir. Condoms for Gaza. So, yes, sir. What do we need else for Gaza?
You just have to evacuate everybody, man.
Now we just gotta evacuate everybody.
Yeah.
All we have to say is, so, yes, sir.
Trump, man. Trump. This is what I don't get. The Arab Americans did not vote for Kamala because they said Kamala was genocidal. He supported Israel's war against Palestinians. So they in turn voted for Trump because Trump said when he comes, he's going to stop the war, which he did. So a lot of people were questioning the rationale behind Trump. All of a sudden, Israel is pulling out all their, since last month, Israel started pulling their soldiers out of Gaza and saying, okay, you take our hostages, we'll take back your hostages. And people were like, man, this really sounds really weird because nobody's really putting pressure on Israel to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, Israel is like, okay, ceasefire. I'm like, this shit kind of sound weird. Everybody was saying Benjamin Netanyahu was weak because he did not finish the war. And they played everybody, man, including me. They played everybody. They played.
So how did they play everybody? Like in terms of what?
Let's hear what Trump has to say.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Well,
So why is the Gaza Strip so important?
it's important to Palestinians because they believe that's their homeland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to Israelis because they believed during the time of Abraham and Isaac and all these prophets, the land belonged to them because God gave it to them. So it's all religious, but Israel has a state. Palestine doesn't have a state,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing because Israel was established fairly new, 1948 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Israel was given a state. Israel had no state before then because all of them were living in Europe and all these other places. So when the state of Israel was created in the 1940s, Palestine was like, no, we can't have this. Because when they were in Europe, we were roaming these lands. So Israel took a lot of the land. And the only land that the Palestinians have right now is the West Bank, Gaza, and the Ramallah. So it's only 3 spots that the Palestinians have right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Gaza in the West, okay, so these 3 sections, in Ramallah, they have the Palestinian Authority. They don't fire rockets into Israel. They just don't like war.
Mm-hmm.
West Bank is like, that's where the militants are.
They want war.
They want war. So if people tell you, oh, they are bombing Palestine, no, they are not. Israel is not bombing Palestine. Israel is only bombing
West Bank.
the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. So that's where the problem is. So, but Israel was taking care of the Gaza Strip until I think 2007, where they the UN and everybody's like, nah, you got to leave. And they left the West Bank and Gaza Strip. So it's really important to the Palestinians very much because of the religious significance and everything.
Okay, so what does that mean for the relationship for like Israel, the EU, Russia, and the other Arabian nations like Saudi Arabia?
Okay, that's the problem now. So the reason why the war stopped is because Saudi Arabia, let's frame it, Israel wants a relationship with Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ask a Saudi, where is the state of Israel? It's enshrined in their constitution that they don't recognize Israel as a country.
Okay.
So, because Saudi Arabia is the head of all the Muslims, the Sunni Muslims. So, Israel's idea is if Saudi Arabia recognize Israel as a country, all the rest of the Arab countries are going to follow. Because now, if you have an Israeli passport, you cannot enter a lot of the Arab countries. So, Israel just wants Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel as a country so that,
So are they warming up to it?
Saudi Arabia is like, okay, we are going to recognize you if you give the Palestinians a state.
Okay, give them their own state.
Give them their own state. But what people forget to realize is Palestine has never been a country. They've never had a country. So even the word Palestine was not ancient, because before the British was ruling the West Bank and all this Palestine, the Egyptians were ruling there. Before the Egyptian, the Ottoman Empire. So before then the Romans were ruling. So it's passed through a lot of different hands. So the Palestinians, like, okay, give them a state. They've never really had a state, because after one ruling country takes over, the next one conquer that country and takes over. So it's been changing hands until the state of Israel was, until the end of Second World War, So that's the problem now. So if I'm Israel, I'll just give them the state, bro. Just give it to them.
Give them a spot where they can have as their own and make their own rules, but it's still beyond the Israel branch because it's just a state. It's not the country. Yeah. But then once they give them a state, you know what probably is going to happen? A next cleansing war.
Oh, yeah. Now they can have their own army. Yeah.
At one point in time, there's going to be a cleansing war like what happened recently.
Yeah. And it's not that it... So, okay. Let's be... For our viewers to understand this. They wanted to give them the state before, right? That was... 40-something, they wanted to give them their own state, right? So this is what happened. The UN, US, they came, like, they had an agreement that, okay, we're going to give you your own state and Israel is going to take that state. But Israel was given a smaller land portion of the agreement. Okay, Palestine had a larger land. Israel accepted the land. The UN said, okay, Israel, you can't have all this land, but you can have that land. Let the Palestinians have all this land. And they rejected the deal.
Oh.
So they rejected the deal and they were like, okay, Israel was very small at that time. So they thought, in their mind, okay, you know what? We're going to form an alliance and we're just going to conquer them and just kill everybody. So that's where the 7-day war started. So Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, all these countries, like, how would I put it?
They joined together.
Just
to rally together.
Yeah, they rally together. Good word. They rally together just to take off Israel off the map, right? And guess what? Israel won the war. Israel won the 7-day war.
Because of U.S. help?
Hell no. U.S. wasn't even helping Israel. U.S. is just... People think...
So how did they win that war with so many against one?
Okay.
Is it because of the location, the geolocation, or do you have the better military tech, or these people were just not smart?
The people are just not smart. So Israel had... This is how the war was won. Israel, he started bombing. So Israel didn't kill the people. What they did was, even for the Egypt thing, right? Once they at dawn, they took their what's the name? Their bombers into Egypt and bombed all their military airplanes. They bombed all the Egyptian military airplanes. So, well, you can't just cross the border and go fight. You have to use your airplanes and everything. So Egypt was just knocked out because Israel just took out all their planes. And the other countries, I would say, what they did was they started implementing this sound, like a sound of Molotov cocktail. They had no bombs. They were depleted. All the ammunition was depleted. So they used a bottle,
the kerosene bomb.
the kerosene. They dump how would I call it? Like
They just light it and smash it and it burns.
yeah. So but then they were dropping it from the airplanes.
Okay.
So the people thought, like the invading army thought, oh, this guy are dropping a lot of bombs. But those were not bombs. Those were just Molotov cocktail in a bottle. You know, so they started retreating. And they had like, how would I call it? Inflated tanks. Inflated heavy artillery tanks. They like these rubber tanks. So these were the religious. They bought like this inflated tank where they pump air into the tank. So
their tactics were conniving.
Yeah.
It wasn't real.
So. It wasn't real.
But they put the fear of God in them.
Yeah. So that's how basically they won the war. So a lot of maneuvering, and they defeated the Arabs. And that time the US was not even helping. It was after they won that the US realized, oh, these people are quite strong. They can. So that's when the US was like, okay, I'm gonna be your ally now. Okay. You know.
So what does it mean? Like, you see Benjamin Netanyahu, him endorsing Trump and following all Trump's plan and endorsing his plan. What does that mean? What does that say? Is it like him making a move to kind of secure his placement in Israel, like as the leader? Because last time we were talking, there isn't a fixed leader. But with him like trying to do everything that Donald Trump wants, would that help him to secure his position?
Yeah, he's already secured his position, but he's likely going to go to jail once his presidency ends. So what he did was, come to find out, what got Donald Trump elected was he's going to end the war in Middle East first day. So he told Hamas, you better start releasing the hostages before I get into power, right? So all the Arab Americans, they were like, oh, we are going to vote for Donald. And once Donald Trump got elected, this guy, Netanyahu, made a deal with Trump that we are going to start exchanging hostages, and we're going to sign the ceasefire deal. And he did. So now as he did, the protests in the US, Europe, and everything stopped. And everybody, the Arabs were happy. Hamas was happy. Palestine was happy. But behind the scene, he knew exactly what Trump intends to do. That America is going to take over the Gaza Strip, and they're going to move all 2.1 million Palestinians out of Gaza. Now, US takes over. Nobody's going to fire rockets into Israel anymore. So he's saying, I'm going to eradicate Hamas. So now once they take everybody out, there's no Hamas no more. Now he's won. The only way he's going to go to jail is for bribery and corruption. It's not because of bad leadership. So
okay.
Yeah, so he signed a good deal. But unbeknownst to everybody, you were like, man, that deal is stupid. You know, he played
it's like Hamas lose everything.
Yeah, because Hamas thought they won to. Hamas is celebrating, thinking they won the war.
But they actually lost.
They actually lost the war because these guys are just playing everybody.
So they didn't get anything. Basically, Israel got everything that they want. And in the end, the US is going to go and replace them in that position. And they're probably going to give them a piece of land for them to stay by themselves.
No, they are not giving them.
They're not even giving them any way to stay by themselves.
No, so what Trump is saying is, we're going to... Okay, so Egypt gets $1.7 billion every year from America. Jordan gets 1.2. Lebanon gets maybe 500 million. All these countries, according to Trump, he's going to send... Okay, Israel is going to... Maybe Egypt is going to get 200,000. Jordan is going to get 200,000. So he's going to just share the population. He's going to pick maybe 100,000 and send it to this country. Pick 100,000. So he's going to just ethnic cleanse all these people from the land. It's not like he's going to build something. He wants to move everybody out. And when he finished building, you can come back. But I know he's just lying to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. He's saying once he finished building, everybody can return. But what people are not paying attention to, before Trump lost the election, his son-in-law is like, we need to own the West Bank, because the West Bank is very beautiful. It's close to the sea. So he said, no, imagine building nice hotels along the bank of the sea. And people are like, this guy's crazy.
No, he got it.
Now he got it.
And no one is going to drop a bomb there anymore.
Nobody is going to drop a bomb. And so now he got it. But the Saudis are really, I would say Saudis don't care about the Palestinians. The Jordanians don't care about them. The Lebanese don't. Egypt doesn't even want these people. Because first they went to Lebanon after the first Palestine-Israel war. Majority of them went to Lebanon, and guess what they did? They started fighting with the Lebanese. Lebanon got destroyed. They went into Jordan. They wanted to overthrow the government. I think the president of Jordan was killed. They wanted to take over Jordan, so Jordanians don't really like them. Egypt, they don't. That's why Egypt built a long wall. We don't want these guys. They were in Kuwait. They allowed Saddam Hussein into Kuwait. So Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. That's how come America had to go fight in the Desert Storm War against the Kuwait, against the Iraqi Saddam Hussein. So all these countries that they've sent them to in the past, they were not good stewards of the land. They always cause trouble and everything. That's why none of these countries want them right now.
Okay.
Nobody wants them. And people are like, man.
Even the US don't want to take them as refugees, right?
Nah. But US has taken some, but right now, no.
No, they regret it.
Yeah, now they regret it. So they are not taking any right now. You know. So I don't think Egypt says they are not. Egypt is saying we are not taking any more Palestinians, and Trump is like, you are going to take it because you get $1.7 billion every year. Jordan is saying, I'm not taking. Every country says, I'm not taking. Saudi Arabia doesn't care, because Saudi Arabia doesn't take no refugees. He doesn't care whether you are from Egypt or Jordan. They don't take no refugees. That's their policy.
Don't even think about Turkey.
No.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think. Is this a step towards resolution or a setback? Hit us up in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more insightful content like this. Peace and love, and see you guys in the next one. Bless.